Apologies can be an important way to mend interpersonal relationships, but it is also normal to have complicated feelings about them. Some people feel shamed by apologizing, while others feel ashamed until we have done so. This video explores why apologizing is important and how to recognize when you should say you're sorry. It also discusses why apologizing can be so difficult and tips for making it easier and more effective. According to psychodynamic relationship therapist Rion Kivitz, an apology is a restorative gesture that comes from personal responsibility, empathy, and compassion. Through an apology, we take responsibility for the impact we've had upon the other person. There are several important reasons why apologizing. Apologizing establishes relationship rules. When you've broken a rule of social conduct, from cutting in line to breaking the law, reestablishes that you know what the rules are and agree that they should be upheld. This makes others feel safe knowing you agree that hurtful behavior isn't okay. Apologizing reestablish dignity for those you hurt. Letting the injured party know that you know it was your fault, not theirs, helps them feel better, and it helps them save face. Apologizing helps repair relationships. By getting people talking again, an apology makes them feel comfortable with each other again. It also helps convey the value that you place on the relationship. Relationships can be great sources of stress relief, but conflict can cause considerable stress, which takes a toll. Learning the art of apologizing effectively can significantly reduce the negative effects of conflict and relationship stress. Apologies help us put the conflict behind us and move on more easily. Many benefits come from forgiveness in terms of happiness and stress relief. Being adept at apologizing when appropriate can strengthen relationships, reduce conflict, and bring forgiveness. It can be hard, but it's well worth the effort. Apologizing can be difficult for a variety of reasons. How people interpret the need for an apology can play a significant role. Apologizing can create feelings of inadequacy. For some people, an apology often feels like an admission that they are inadequate, that, rather than having made a mistake, there is something inherently wrong with them. Apologizing may imply guilt. Others believe that offering the first apology after an argument is an admission of guilt and responsibility for the entirety of a conflict that involved wrongs on the part of both parties. They think an apology from them will allow the other person to take no responsibility for their own part in the conflict. Sometimes an apology seems to call attention to a mistake that may have gone unnoticed. However, in the right circumstances, a well-delivered, appropriately sincere apology will generally avoid all of these issues, and will merely serve to usher in a resolution, reaffirm shared values, and restore positive feelings. You just have to know when and how to deliver your apology. If something you've done has caused pain for another person, it's a good idea to apologize, even if whatever you did was unintentional. This is because apologizing opens up the doors to communication, which allows you to reconnect with the person who was hurt. Reasons you should consider apologizing for include when you hurt or insulted someone, you behaved in a disrespectful way, you judged someone too harshly or unfairly, you engaged in behavior you knew was wrong, unfair, or hurtful, you failed to keep a promise. It also allows you to express regret that they have been hurt, which lets them know you care about their feelings. This can help them feel safer with you again. It is important to note that apologies that involve empty promises are a bad idea. One of the important functions of an apology is that it affords the opportunity to re-establish trust, resolving not to repeat the offending behavior, or to make whatever changes possible, is an important part of an apology. If you promise to change but then don't, the apology merely calls attention to the fact that you've done something even you agree is wrong, but refuse to change. Don't make promises you can't keep, but do try to make reasonable promises to avoid hurting the person in the future, and the follow-through on those promises. If the other person is expecting something unreasonable or impossible, perhaps you're taking responsibility for more than you need to. Here are some of the tips for apologizing. Take responsibility for your actions. Apologizing doesn't mean you need to take responsibility for things that were not your fault. You can express regret at unintentionally hurting someone's feelings, but you don't have to say you should have known better if you truly feel there is no way you could have known your actions would hurt them. In this situation, creating a new rule can help. Taking responsibility also means specifying what you did that you believe was wrong, but can entail gently mentioning what you believe was not wrong on your part. In this way, you protect yourself from the feeling that if you are the first to apologize, you are taking responsibility for the whole conflict or for the bulk of it. Say you're sorry. Don't make excuses or try to qualify your apology. Instead, just say, "I'm sorry." Avoid turning the apology into an opportunity to criticize or continue an argument. Keep it simple. An apology can include a simple statement such as, "I am sorry that you felt that way." An apology does not necessarily involve stating that you did something wrong. Instead, it may be an acknowledgement that you hurt another person. Acknowledge their feelings. Sometimes when you don't see eye to eye with another individual, an apology will turn into another argument. "I am sorry but," you can avoid this kind of circular argument by acknowledging someone else's feelings and that you hurt them. Apologies are not always easy, but saying you're sorry can be important for healthy interpersonal relationships. If you've hurt someone, whether unintentionally or intentionally, consider how apologizing might help mend the pain and help you both move forward.